The other book I wanted to talk about, and this is a very very small book. This is the Spark of Resistance. This just came out on Force Friday. This is one of those little like 3 hour reads that came out kind of in the same vein as Smuggler's Run, The Weapon of a Jedi, Moving Target, Before the Awakening, Cobalt Squadron. It was kind of along those lines. But this one takes place between episodes 8 and 9. I'm assuming leading into episode 9. It's a Rey, Finn, Poe BB-8 story. And it's not exactly what I was expecting. It wasn't bad, but it was kind of forgettable. The story itself was kind of forgettable. Essentially what it is, Finn's not even in this book now I think about it. Rey and Poe, Rose, not Finn, Rose. Rose is in this book. I know I just turned some of you guys completely off to this book. But Poe, Rey, and Rose are on a supply mission with the Falcon. There's porgs all over the inside of the Falcon. Rose is giving them all names. I really just turned some of you guys off to this book. But they receive a distress call on a resistance channel and decide to go check it out. Not sure if it's a trap or what. And they land on this planet. I don't want to say exactly what's going on. But they land on this planet where the First Order's kind of taking over, and the indigenous life here are trying to fight back. And they're kind of these like fat rabbit-looking creatures, but they're trying to fight the First Order back. And there's a blatant ripoff in this book. I got to tell you guys about this. There's a blatant ripoff in this book that I couldn't even believe it when I was reading it, and I actually saw it coming before they revealed what it was. Do you guys remember in Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade, they're trying to get to the Grail. Indy's trying to get to the Grail, and he comes across this cavern, and it's just this big empty chasm. And he realizes it's a leap of faith, and he just steps out, and the bridge is kind of invisible because of the way it's laid. It's a trick of the light, right? That is exactly what happens in this book. It's exactly what happens. Before I even got through it, I knew that this is where it was going. And I was like, oh, man, you got to be kidding me, man. Come on. But anyway, so there's a couple of little moments about how Rey is trying to use the Force. Rose and Poe are trying to convince Rey to use the Force a little more and whatnot. But it's not a whole lot to it. But there's a First Order officer who is trying to find an old Imperial laboratory that's on this planet, and ends up being betrayed by the person who he thought was going to help him do this and whatnot, and antics ensue, right? Shenanigans everywhere. But it's kind of a neat little read. There's it's one of those yay, we did it at the end of the story kind of stories. Mainly for children. It's a young adult novel, so you shouldn't be surprised by that. But it was kind of a nice little touch leading into episode 9. So not a whole lot to say about it because, like I said, it was like a 2-hour, 3-hour read. So there wasn't a whole lot of substance to it. But like I said, it was kind of forgettable. I mean, I remember the story, but there wasn't any like one moment that stood out where you just have to talk about it. So you're not going to miss anything by reading this one, to be completely honest. It's called Spark of the Resistance, which I'm assuming is talking about Rey. But Rey's not even the main character in this book. There is no main character. It's kind of that group is the main character. So take that for what you will. I know that's not a whole lot of a review for that book, but there wasn't a whole lot of book there for it. But don't know what to tell you about that one. Definitely go check it out, though, if you guys are OCD. You want to read all the canon. Like I said, you can buzz through it in no time. Matter of fact, I finished... What did I finish? I don't even remember. I finished Black Spire. I came home from work. I finished Black Spire at work. Came home from work, sat down and read Spark of the Resistance completely, and then started listening to Dooku Jedi Lost. It was that quick. So, speaking of Dooku Jedi Lost, I'm about 2 hours into it right now. I'm reading the book and listening to it at the same time, which is kind of a new experience for me. The book is more... I'm going to give you a little bit of info about the book. I thought the book was going to be in like a novel form of the radio play. It's literally the script. It's the script. It'll say Dooku and then what he says, or Sifo Dyas and what he says. So it's an interesting read. I'm having a lot of fun with it, actually, and I'm learning a lot of stuff about Dooku that I never knew. and there's some like oh shit moments in it so far. So I'll have a review for that for you guys on the next episode. Mark my words, I promise you on that one.